So we're starting in your chemistry book on chapter 1, and this chapter is an introduction to chemistry. You can see here they have some key symbols in this chapter, and we're going to be talking about the Système International. That means it's an international unit that we use. That weird looking P, kind of a rounded P, means density, mass, volume. And we're going to talk about sig figs, which is kind of important and fun, actually. So, but this first part of the chapter 1, section 1, is just an introduction to chemistry. So let's talk about this introduction to chemistry. First of all, what is chemistry? Chemistry in your book says it's a branch of science that deals with the composition, structure, and the properties of matter and the changes it undergoes. So chemistry has to do with the composition and structure of matter and any changes, chemical changes that happen to it. So let's go on here. Let me get down here a little bit. There's a definition of chemistry there. And then the branches of chemistry here, and you have them located here or talked about here in your science book. What are the branches? You can see we have physical chemistry, which applies to physics, which is very fundamental about physical things. Organic chemistry means it has carbon in it. And anything that has carbon in it has to do with living things. Well, not all carbon has to do with living things, but living things have carbon in them, I should say. And then we have inorganic chemistry, and then that's any other chemicals besides those that have carbon in them. Biochemistry. What is biochemistry? Biochemistry actually is the chemistry of living things. Bio means living. So as plants or animals. Bio, like biology, biochemistry has to do with living things. Analytical chemistry deals with identifying what substances are present in materials. So how much substances are present in certain materials. Analyzing chemistry, right? So we have physical chemistry that has to do with physics, that's foundational. Organic has to do with carbon. Those that have carbon are organic, and inorganic, those that do not have carbon. Bio meaning living things, plants or animals, and then analytic means substances in materials and how much substance are in these materials. So the importance, first of all, the combination, we also have combining some of these basic branches of chemistry. We have them combining to form other branches of chemistry that are listed here. We have clinical, which means it's biochemistry, and you put it together with analytical, and you analyze blood and urine. That's clinical. Polymer means can be with, which includes organic, physical, and analytical chemistry, and involves more than half the chemical engineers in the United States. So polymers, there's a lot of different polymers. When we talk about polymers, what are we talking about? We're talking about things like, nylon, rayon, polyesters, rubber, all those kind of things. So they combine all three of these different different branches of chemistry. Pharmaceutical, or pharmaceutical, I should say, and that's combines biochemistry and organic chemistry. And it's like pharmaceutical would be the manufacture and composition of drugs, like pharmacist. Pharmaceutical chemistry has to do with drugs. And so now let's talk about the importance. So let's go on to this next page. Let's look at the pictures here. Okay, the importance. The importance of chemistry. Chemistry is all persuasive, means everyone needs to know about chemistry because it's in all parts of our life. Farmers, doctors, beauticians, truck drivers, dentists, nurses, cosmetics, hairspray, toothpaste, detergents, shampoos, deodorant, perfume, medicine, clothing, petroleum-based synthetics, silk and wool, rubber and leather, cotton, dyes, pesticides and additives, printing, computer chips, furniture, paint, carpets. These are all important. So that these things are all part of our life. And so all of these will, in unlocking the chemical mysteries, we need chemistry in all parts of our life. And now we're talking about careers here in these pictures, and you can see the careers. Let's move this down so you can see a little bit better. Let's see. Sorry. There we go. So the careers. Chemist, we see a chemist. A chemist designs and synthesizes new compounds. A lot of chemists have to do with drugs or plastics, and some chemists teach. Down at the bottom, we have, those are lab technicians at the top, and chemical industry there. We have a chemical engineer. A chemical engineer applies the understanding to find solutions to everyday problems in engineering chemistry. Lab techs at the top. Lab techs carry out routine analysis and operate instruments. Scientific journalism, writing and studying about chemistry, and basically reporting on scientific views and what's going on in chemistry is very important. How about nutritionalists? Those are basically those nutritionists are like what chemical factories in our human body are important. Nutritionist looks at the chemistry that happens inside, and even down to our food recipes and onto our hospitals and clinicians. The nutritionist is very important. How about a forensic? At the bottom here, we have a picture of forensic. Forensic basically is solving legal questions, like for criminals and such. To find out, maybe DNA would be a good thing with forensics, but so that they could testify in court in crime if someone was murdered someone or such like that. We can see forensics. And then let's go on to the next page, but there's quite a few others too. So there we have the computer industry, very important, needing careers in chemistry for computer even. We have agriculture and horticulture, and basically a forester or a agronomist, which would be studying trees and horticulture. And fourth, very important, chemistry is important in that too, not only biology, but also chemistry. So in engineering, on into nuclear, biomedic, and metals, and environmentalists, all needing something to do with chemistry. Health sciences, doctor, nurses, dentists, veterinarians, pharmacists, physical therapists, all important when studying chemistry and knowing about chemistry there. We see the picture at the top. So we now know, why we need to study chemistry, right? In your careers and everything. And we're going to go on to not only knowing, but what is chemistry about? The nature of chemistry. So let's stop there for a little bit. I'm getting a call.